Good day, listener. My name is Edwin T. Antonio Jr., and I am ranting regarding an issue that is not often talked about but have a significant effect not just on the government of the Philippines but also on every citizen in the Philippines. I am talking about politics. For example, I will talk about how ridiculously low the bar is to run for public office in the Philippines. Like, for real, what are the requirements again? Be a Filipino citizen, be able to read and write, a resident of the Philippines for at least a year and a certain age. You don't need a degree, you don't need to pass a civil service exam, you don't need prior experience, you don't even need to prove that you understand the laws you're supposed to help create or even enforce. Frankly speaking, yung mga nagbebenta ng french fries sa potato corner, they are required for a 4 years in college, while people with bigger responsibility, people who can affect millions have a lower requirements. Lower requirements. Isn't that outrageous? We require more from our government employees than we do from our lawmakers. Let that sink in. You want to be a clerk at a city hall? Civil service exam. But you want to be a senator and make decisions affecting millions? Just file your certificate of candidacy and you're in the game. And then people wonder why our politics is full of clowns, entertainers, and people with zero backgrounds in governance. It's because the system doesn't filter them out, even it welcomes them with open arms. And don't even get me started on those who just run because they have a popular last name or son, or anak ng mga artista or a pure viral videos and more. It's 2025 and we still don't have a standardized minimum competency test or even a basic background check that actually matters. Like, how is it that someone with pending criminal cases or corruption allegations can still run? We need leaders with vision, integrity, and actual qualifications, not just people with money, fame, or the right connections. We treat position in the government like it's a game. Except instead of asking tough questions, we just hand them a mic and a platform. The bar is so low, it's practically underground, and unless we raise our standards, we're going to keep getting what we settle for: chaos, corruption, and incompetence in a suit. According to Inquirer.net, there are 21 nuisance candidates for a senatorial seat just this 2024. It's a result of low standard requirements. And this is not just the only effect of it, and there are even more. One more is celebrities using their fame for a seat, and blogger and content creator using their fame to promote bad candidates such as Diwata, the one who sell pares. But one I hated the most is Apollo Kibeloy, a person wanted by FBI with multiple cases such as sexual harassment and human trafficking, and now in jail, and he's still able to run for a position in a senator. And it's just very nonsense. Just just how he's able to run is a problem. Now let's talk about why we need to talk about this. Let's talk about the effect of this. Okay, let's be real for a second. Bad politics is not just annoying, it's dangerous. It's not just about dirty campaigns or endless finger pointing on national TV. Bad politics ruin lives. It derails development, wasted public money, and buries the future of an entire nation under a layer of incompetence, corruption, and selfish agendas. And you know what fuels bad politics? Appointing the wrong people to position of power. You put someone unqualified in charge of education, boom. Our kids grow up memorizing useless facts instead of actually learning how to think. You get outdated curriculums, underpaid teachers, and classroom falling apart. But hey, the secretary knows someone in the administration, so that's all that matters, right? Put the wrong person in charge of disaster response, suddenly the country is drowning in floods, landslide buried entire towns, and help arrives days later. And sometimes it doesn't even arrive at all. And while people suffer, these officials are smiling in press cons, patting themselves on the back for doing the bare minimum. We've seen it too many times. Officials who can't even answer basic questions about their job, people who treat public service like a family business, and appointments that are clearly made based on friendship, loyalty, or worse, political depth. It's like playing Russian roulette with the lives of millions. You think it's just about politics? No, it's about hospitals running out of resources, farmers not getting subsidies, small businesses closing down, young people leaving the country for better chances abroad. It's about jeepney drivers with no income, students with no signal for online classes, entire community with no clean water or stable electricity, because someone who had no idea what they were doing got appointed to fix their problem. And it gets worse. When the wrong people are in power, they hire even worse people below them. It's a chain reaction. One idiot in charge means 10 more clueless people with fancy titles. During SUBs, paid using SUBs paid for by taxes, we bleed for while they sip coffee in air-conditioned offices, doing nothing for the people they swear to serve. It's not just about who's sitting in the seat, it's about what happens to all of us when the wrong people get to decide policies, budgets, and priorities. Real lives are at stake here, real money is being wasted, real futures are being sacrificed. We deserve leaders who actually give a damn, who are qualified, competent, and not just in it for power or profit. We need people who've actually done the work, who understand the problem, and more importantly, who actually want to solve them. Not not just slap their face on a tarp every election year. Because if we keep normalizing this nonsense, if we keep saying, okay na yan, at least mabait, or wala na tayong choice, then we're part of the problem. We're handing the steering wheel of the nation to people who don't even know how to drive. And when that crash happens, it's not them who will get hurt, it's us. I am a Filipino citizen affected by this, but it's not just me, it's every Filipino citizen. Now I will rant about the effects of this to the Filipino citizen. Let's cut through the noise. The Philippines political system has been held hostages for far too long by a culture that tolerates and even rewards incompetence, nepotism, and outright ignorance. And the sad truth is not just the politicians who are at fault. The very structure of our law, the law requirements to run for public office, and the toxic politic culture we've nurtured over decades have created the perfect storm, a storm that Filipino citizens are forced to live in every single day. You want to run for a public office in the Philippines? No problem. You don't need a degree. You don't need training. You don't even need any experience in leadership, management, law, or public service. You don't even need a track record of doing anything good for the country. You just need to be a citizen. Know how to read and write, live in the place you want to govern for a short time, and boom, you're a qualified person. Let us sink in. A barangay captain who handles community-level decisions and local peacekeeping has the same basic requirements as a senator who decides on national policy, allocates billions in funds, and debates laws that affects an entire nation of 110 million people. The same exact requirements. It's like giving someone the keys to a nuclear facility just because they watch a documentary on electricity once. The result? We get what we tolerate, and in the case of the Philippines, what we tolerate is a political landscape filled with entertainers, dynasties, opportunists, and influencers, all trying to serve without any real idea of how to do it. Some treat public services like a family inheritance, like the Inares. Others treat it like a reality show audition, and the few who genuinely want to help, they get buried under the noise of celebrity endorsement, political alliances, and utang na loob. This isn't just a quirky flaw in our democratic system. This is a national tragedy. Look around. Failing infrastructure, unreliable public transportation, slow and expensive internet, underfunded healthcare, crumbling education, and widespread poverty. These are not accidents, they are consequences. The direct fallout of decades of putting underqualified people in charge. You want roads that actually last. You don't need competent engineers at the Department of Public Works and Highway. You want an educational system that actually prepares students for the future. You need people at the Fed who understand pedagogy, not just political slogans. You want honest to goodness economic recovery? Then appoint people who have studied and mastered economics, not someone who passed business math once in college and suddenly thinks they're the next finance genius. When politics becomes a playground for the powerful, It's bad enough that the qualifications are low, but what makes it worse is the system rewards fame and money over merit. You don't need a political platform, you just need a name recall. You don't need to study governance, you just need to trend on social media. You don't need to understand the Constitution, you just need a catchy tagline and a well-funded campaign. This is how we've ended up with actors, bloggers, and athletes sitting in Congress, many of whom have never even written a policy paper in their life. And the most painful part, some of them win by a landslide because people voted based on who they know, not what they know. And who pays for what we do? Filipino citizens pay with their time stuck in traffic caused by failed urban planning. We pay with our money, tax heavily while politicians misuse public funds. We pay with our health, denied quality care in overcrowded, under-equipped hospital. We pay with our dignity, lining up for government aid that takes months to process because someone in charge didn't think system needed to be efficient. And while we struggle, they party. While we wait for ayuda, they ride in convoys. While we hope for honest leadership, they're busy preparing for the next election, lining up their children and relatives to take their place like a royalty. Let's stop pretending that putting just anyone in power doesn't come with consequences. If you would not trust a random person to operate on your heart just because they care about people, then why are we okay with electing people with the right law, manage budget, and make foreign policy decisions just because they have good intention? Intention without qualification are dangerous. Running a government isn't about being mabait or being funny or being the change we need on TikTok. It's about knowing how to run systems. It's about understanding checks and balances, handling crises, managing millions, sometimes billions of pesos in taxpayers' money. It's about competence, period. But here in the Philippines, politics is treated like a popularity contest, like it's a barangay basketball league tryouts where who you know matters more than what you bring to the team. People think just because they have won in life somewhere else, TV, business, beauty pageants, they are automatically fit to hold office. No, you can't just win governance the same way you're winning a selfie angle. And when they fail, when things crash and burn under their watch, they don't suffer, we do. Let's not act shocked every time a new corruption scandal breaks. It's not a bug in the system, it is the system. From overpriced government contracts to fake NGOs, ghost employee, and rigged bidding processes, corruption is woven into the very fabric of our political culture. And in conclusion, here we are, stuck in the same cycle every election season, every appointment, every administration, every complaint about corruption, incompetence, traffic, poverty, poor healthcare, terrible education, and disaster mismanagement. But let's be real, these are not just random problems, they are the direct result of bad politics and putting the wrong people in position of power. We let entertainers become senators, businessmen with a background in public service become department heads, and literal clown with zero credential run for president because our system allows it. The qualification to run for public office in the Philippines are so laughably low. When we allow unqualified to lead, incompetence becomes policy, budgets are misused, laws are passed that makes no sense, public services fail, and the only thing that's consistent is the blame game and the press conference. They smile for the camera, but behind the scenes, nothing's getting done. Meanwhile, each Filipino are out there struggling, lining up for ayuda, begging for a hospital bed, suffering in floods, and trying to survive rising prices with stagnant wages. Because guess what? Bad politics kills. And again, I am Edwin T. Antonio Jr. and that's all I want to rant about the politics, the low requirements, the wrong people in the position. That's all. Thank you.